This show is for the scouters. We are here. We are here. It's your boy, the coach. Welcome back to the Coach's Huddle, where the field meets family. And we are in day 9. 8, 7. We are in day 7 of the scouting combine in 2026. Everybody has reported offensive line, running backs, quarterbacks, DBs, tight ends, place kickers, D-line, and linebackers. And we have seen risers and fallers. We've done shows on guys that have their stock has rose. We've talked about guys where their stock is plummeted or fell. We've also talked about what the Niners are going to do in the first round based off of the Trent Williams news. Will the Niners go offensive tackle? Will the Niners try to go weapons, right? Are they going to go with Casey Concepcion or possibly a Denzel Boston at wide receiver? Or could they go Omar Cooper Jr., right? Then we got tight end. Kenyon Sadiq is out there. We already know what Kenyon Sadiq did in the combine. He completely blew the doors off the place. So, that being a realistic pick, I don't know. We also talked about EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo, 6'4", 200 pounds, 4'5", 40, rangy, can do everything. Split box safety, can play center field if you want him to. We've also looked at edge. So look, the link is in the chat, okay? I want you guys to call in with your ideas. You know how the call-in show goes. You've heard me talk all week. This is your chance. This is your chance to speak. That was a bar. Okay? I got my boy PDX Niner in here already to talk about what he thinks we should do in the draft. And I'm Pippin today. You're Jordan. All right? I'm Scotty. So I'm sitting here. I'm just playing you up right now. All right? I'm here for the assist. So look, come in here with your names. Come in here with your prospects, guys that you think have fallen, guys that you think can help us, and then we're going to have a good show. Let's start with my guy, PDX. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
How you been, man?
Good. Just hanging out. So what do you think about Eli Stowers, the tight end, in like the second round? It's a hard one. He was low, and he had a killer combine too.
He did 6'3", 240. Second round would be apt. He's a top 75 player. So I wouldn't be mad at it. It would be a consolation prize to Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah, but he's not going to be there though.
Yeah, they're virtually the same size. I wouldn't be mad at that pick. I wouldn't be mad with Eli Stowers. Now, tell me why you think we should go tight end so early.
The obvious reason being that Kittle's out, and I like Saubert for his catching and whatnot, but his blocking is not very good. And then Luke Farrell's just a waste of money. What a worthless signing. So we need something there, and I don't know. He seems like he's a good physical prototype for what Kyle wants to run. He seems like he's a good deep threat. He would almost I kind of looking at him as replacing the Juwan role a little bit more than even a wide receiver would, because he can get downfield and operate and kind of, that big downfield threat. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, big target downfield.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is there anything, what do you think we're going to do in round 1?
I'm so torn.
Do you have the position down?
No. I liked your conversation with Tom about that safety. I really like the sound of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on Proctor, and I'll give you my reason why. Even though I know that we're like allergic to taking
Big.
offensive, yeah, I just have to imagine. I have to imagine that Kyle saw the beatdown that Seattle inflicted upon us, and saw what it was, which was our offensive line couldn't do jack shit against their defensive line. I mean, that's just what it was, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
so blatant and in your face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that and the Trent contract stuff adds a little bit of extra fire to it, but it's really how badly they destroyed us up front. There's no answer to it other than offensive line, and he has to see that. I mean, there's no way that you're going to be able to beat that with angles or the how he runs wants to run the his zone off his outside zone offense. So you know I don't know. I mean, like that's just how I see it, right? Like the Rams have adjusted and built a powerful offensive line to combat that, knowing what's coming. Kyle tends to copy Sean McVay a lot of the times with like what he wants to do. So it seems like a hand in glove sort of situation, other than we never take offensive line.
Right. Right. So do you believe that? So do you like Caden Proctor? Tell me what you think about him.
I, he's just so athletic for a big guy, right? Like it's if you want to get a really good player at 27, right? You're either taking a risk on character or a risk on like the body type, right? Because you have to project Caden Proctor. It's not like a 1-to-1 sort of thing. Um, so the reason that I like him is because you can do. He has that upside where he can really develop into like a really really good tackle, but you have to be willing to get that out of him, that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing, and he can automatically slide and guard into the guard. So that's why I want him so badly.
Yeah. Um. I don't know. I'm a lot of the guys that I'm falling in love with in the first round. I'm I'm having to temper my expectations because there is so much time between now and the draft and
Yeah.
what happens with Trent Williams and free agency, right? Like all of that is going to completely contextualize everything for us, right? Like the picture is going to be a totally different. So I am I'm looking at kind of like scenarios of guys that could be available for us at 27, but I'm not really falling in love with anybody yet. Because we don't know what the Niners want to do. That's the biggest thing right there. I mean,
Yeah.
the one side of it is, just market. Where did the guys fall? Right? Where are they going to fall as far as the rush on certain positions? There's always a run and there's a panic buy situation in the first round. There's always
Oh yeah.
somebody there's always somebody that reaches and goes for somebody that they shouldn't have gotten in the first round, right? And then, like we just said before, the run on positions, right? There's not a lot of running backs in this draft as far as top end running backs, right?
It's just Jeremiah Love, really.
Really, it's honestly Jeremiah Love and his backup.
Yeah.
Jadarian Price is not getting enough love, and Jonah Coleman out of Washington, eh, not a first round guy. Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska, not a first round guy. Katron Allen, not a first round guy, right? So somebody who really needs a back outside of Jeremiah Love. If you get a back in the first round, you're reaching, right? I'm not too impressed with this year's receiving core. What do you think about the receiving core in the draft?
It. I don't really like it. I don't like what's going to happen with the receivers too, because you're talking about runs on players. Receiver is going to be where that run is, right? There's the top three guys, the
Mm-hmm.
guy from Arizona, Carnell Tate, and Makai Lemon. I can't think of the Arizona guy's name.
Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
really like any of them. Um, if Denzel Boston like slid to the second round, I'd like him, but I don't. Like what's he gonna run? If I don't like him in the first, I don't like
Receivers
Casey
run today,
Consent.
don't they?
I think they do. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
offensive lineman's the last day, so we'll have to see on that. I don't know. I'm kind of, if it's not offensive line, I'm kind of hoping for that Ohio State defensive tackle. I can't think of his name either. He looks
I got you.
pretty nice.
Caden McDonald.
Caden McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. I mean, really though, where we're picking, it, it's the worst spot because it's best player available, and when it's not obvious, we seem to screw it up, right? Like Mike Hill was a pretty, you know, he fit right into the slot we were picking, and so we picked him, and it was a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have gone Walter Nolan too, and been very very
Right.
happy, but I don't know. It just seems like it's just like when you're almost to, I mean, it's basically a second round pick, right? Like you got your first 10 prospects that are real knock them out of the park home run hitters, and the rest is more or less in the eye of the beholder. And so I don't know, how do you play that? Like, are you going to default to your? Is Kyle going to default to his priors? You know, one of the things that's happened over the term of our regime, right? Like, is
Right.
in the beginning, Kyle was way more involved with the draft, and you could see it in his aging, right? Like he's taken on so much, and he's deferred to John and coaches, especially last year. And I just don't know how well that holds up when you're picking at 27 versus you have premium picks like last year, where I felt like we did actually a pretty good job.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I see coming from that is what are the Niners going to do as far as being elite in certain position groups? I All right, so we obviously have to have three full drafts to supplant the Trey Lance trade. I get
Yep.
that. This is the third draft
Yep.
of the full slate. What would you say we're elite at on our team? What would you say?
Probably nothing right now. I mean, I think we're good at a lot of little things and not like not elite at anything, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I would say that we're slightly above average as a team overall, and I think that bore out throughout the season, right? Like we're well enough coached where we can beat more talented, less coached teams like the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, but we're not well enough. Coaching can't overcome the lack of talent versus like the Seahawks or the Rams, right? Like when I
Mm-hmm.
watched the Seahawks games, the both of them, right? It wasn't so much for me that we got out coached, which I mean we did. I'm not trying to say that we didn't, but it
Mm-hmm.
was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, these guys just have more juice than we do. And I think it's, I think if we had a really elite unit, it would be a lot closer. Like if we had elite linebackers, right, we would have shut down their game and limited Sam Darnold, and maybe it wouldn't have been such a blowout or something like that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have anything elite. I think you can add pretty much anywhere and get better.
Yeah, I would say coaching. I'd
Yeah.
say, something that you are elite at is there's a continued expectation no matter what. And no matter how bad our team is, no matter how many injuries we have, no matter what guys end up starting or what guys end up getting, suppressed or, they don't get time, a lot of it is always ran through the coaching staff knows best, right? And one thing that we have, even when our teams are not as talented, is that week in and week out throughout the season, we can't lean on our players. We sure as hell lean on Kyle Shanahan and
Yeah.
his ability to scheme up a defense and pick out weaknesses and vulnerabilities that we can kind of put in a vacuum and actually attack and take advantage of. That's one thing that is kind of something that I don't think that we keep that in the forefront of our mind when we start looking at the type of players that we get. So this year, the only reason why I bring that up is because this year highlighted that aspect of our team more than ever. I would say definitely certain games not so good, like we brought up Seattle game, right? Got out coached, but for the most part, the majority of the games that we had this year, kind of like the shining star, like, you know, whoever got the game ball, if you will, was always the coaching staff. Like, these guys were so prepared. No matter what type of unit we had, no matter what level of injuries we were at, the guys were prepared. They were going to be in the right spot. All I'm saying is that we should be able to keep the same energy. And with that said, is that I need us to start doubling down on certain positions, because we do have a coaching staff that can coach, right? That can put guys in the right position. From my small, meager coaching experience, one thing that I know that is very easy for coaching, that makes life easy for coaching, is elements of your roster and of your team that break the rules of the game, right? Where I've got a D line where we can rush with 4, right?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not supposed to happen, right? But we can do it, right? Or I've got an offensive line where we can run with 5. We don't need a tight end, you know? We can do it. We can break the rules of the game. And because of that, I can lean on things like that. We can grow off of things, right? I don't think that we necessarily have any units where coaches can utilize any aspects of our team that way. That's why, for me, I want us to go defensive line. I want us to double down on what we're supposed to do. Right now, listen, I didn't make this up. They told us this. If you remember the teams that we had, our best rosters, even when we went out and spent money on Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner and made those moves to go out and get Javon Kinlaw, and we all thought that there were other moves that we could have gotten. Like, you know, what was Javon Kinlaw about? We could have gotten better guys. And the explanation was told to us that we build our team from the inside out vis-a-vis the front 7, right? They're first in line for everything: free agency, contracts, and draft. We think about them first. I think they've gotten away from that. And I believe that in order for us to get back to our roots, we've got to build the team again from the inside out. And I don't mind if they start at defensive line, right? Alfred Collins is somebody who I believe can ascend, right? He's not just a starter. I think he could be one of the better defensive tackles in the NFL. But that doesn't happen if you don't get him a running mate. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen if you don't get him somebody at the 3 tech that can help him out on the other side, right? If it's always going to be him, and then we bastardize the tandem by always just kind of putting a guy that's slightly below him, or a guy that's got more experience, he's a veteran, but he doesn't have the performance anymore, we're going to slowly but surely watch the production of this guy dwindle. In certain instances, you can say that's what happened to Eric Armstead with DeForest Buckner leaving, right? There was never anybody comparable to Eric Armstead once DeForest Buckner left. And because of that, Eric Armstead got asked to do a lot in terms of stopping the run, being an anchor, and his body broke down in front of us. And he couldn't hang out. He couldn't hang on to his a certain level of performance anymore. So for me, I want us to double down on the defensive line, because if you get a strong defensive line, guess what? And I hate to put it this way, but this is just the truth. A lot of guys think that they're awesome, and they're good. But your linebackers, they just don't have to be that good when you got a nasty front 4. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? All of these safeties that we've been evaluating and saying, man, you know, Marquis Siegel and Malik Mustafa aren't really there. Renardo Green, we got to get Renardo Green. Dude, you can't handle any of them until you handle the line of scrimmage. That's my philosophy. Where, how good is Renardo Green if we don't have a pass rush? How bad is Malik Mustafa or Marquis Siegel if we can't sack anybody or we can't stop the run? So for me, I would love for us to double down on the defensive line. Let's go ahead and, at the very least, when we walk into Seattle this coming year, at the very least, we can stop the run and we can get after the quarterback. Everything else we can work on, right? Then it ain't a problem to go get a corner or get a safety. But for me, we've got to handle what basically rules the day. I say this all the time. The NFL is a meritocracy. whoever wins the Super Bowl, that is the trend of football that's winning. That's winning football now. Whoever wins the Super Bowl. The way they did it is how everybody else better get on board to try to do it. It's the same thing that happened when the Chiefs were in the middle of their dynasty. What was the number one thing? Everybody was trying to get a defense, and you were praying to get a quarterback. Like, during that era, Patrick Mahomes was so, like, Patrick Mahomes' effect was so potent that he had everybody believing that if you don't have a one-of-one quarterback, you're just kind of hoping. You're just kind of spitting in the wind. Now, we've seen Jalen Hurts win. Now we've seen Sam Darnold win. And the whole narrative has switched to, well. Now, all of a sudden, the way the Niners were doing it kind of seems a little feasible now when you have a quarterback that you pay the right type of money, but you got good I wonder who had really nasty trenches, where the Seattle Seahawks got that from. You know what I'm saying? No. I wonder where they got that multiple tandem running back attack. Not just one, but multiple. Maybe like Raheem Mostert or Tevin Coleman or Matt Breida. Or, come on, man. Like, this is our way of playing football.
Oh, yeah. So that's what Mike McDonald said, right? Like, he's like, I just want to run this offense. I mean, it's kind of like, secret respect to Kyle Shanahan, right? It's like, I want to run Kyle Shanahan's offense, and that's what they're doing. I want to run
our So I think that we need to get back to our roots because nobody can do it better than us, right? And that you don't go and another thing for that to happen though, there's some sins that have been committed that we're gonna have to atone for. Like we can't have a high price running back pouring back into our D-line again. That can't be a thing. You know what I mean? Like, we can't have a number one receiver that we're paying $30 million a year or $28 million a year if we're really going to be that nasty-ass team in the trenches where you're not going to run on the Niners. You better get your pass game together, right? And you better be able to pass because they're coming after your quarterback, right? Like, look at Jaquiski Tartt, God love him, and Jimmy Ward, I love him. You know what I mean? But look at these safeties and these guys that were so dynamic with us, but with that front seven.
Yeah.
And when they left, come on, man, they don't look the same. So
no, they're not. I mean, not at all. All right, let me ask you this: I love the strategy of doubling down on a strength. I think that's always a good idea, right? Like it's like with anything, right? Like there's no risk in doing the best thing that you're good at better, right? Like you can it just scales better. So where do you think on our roster, on the defense specifically, we have the best clay? Is it the defensive line? It's definitely not the line. It's either the defensive line or the secondary, right? Those are the two that have the best young talent in them. The linebackers is Fred and whoever else, really.
Whoever, yeah.
So which one do you think has better clay, better moldability?
And
does coaching staff play into that? Because
I was just the coaching staff does play into it. I would say the secondary because of the addition of Coach Gray.
Yeah.
I also believe that we got good guys there. They've had 3 different defenses and coordinators in 3 years. We're talking about a guy like Renato Green, right?
Yeah.
So the I know that Kyle is here all the time, but there is a world where the development on defense is lacking because of the lack of consistency, the moving in and out of who's the guy that we hear, the first DB guy that we got from Arizona and Carolina, Wilkes, right?
Oh yeah,
they had Wilkes, then they had Sorensen, then they had Sala, then now they're gone. Now they have Morris, right? Being a rookie on a defense where you have 4 different defensive coordinators, that turnover, things are bound to fall through the cracks in terms of knowing what your job is and knowing what's being asked of you going into camp versus just trying to be in shape and going into camp and learning a whole new job, whole new technique, whole new way of why people want you to do it that way. It can be hard. So I think that also the addition of certain guys with the secondary could give us a lot of clay too. Like we talked about, if they go EMW at in the first round, Emmanuel McNeil Warren playing that high safety role with Malik Mustafa, my God, right? Like that's a tandem, being able to have Dylan Thieneman, right? What if we pick up Dylan in the first round, right? I don't know if I wouldn't be mad at picking up Dylan Thieneman in the first round if Caleb Downs and EMW are gone. That means that we for sure know that we got the third best safety in the draft, right? And he's gonna start. He's our guy. We believe in him, and the measurables are there, right? Outside of that, things fall off a little bit with Zakee Wheatley and AJ Hawley out of LSU and Genesis Smith out of Arizona, which I love, but they're nowhere close to the top three that we've named. So you can bring in a guy like that. Also, DBs. If you look at it, the deep corners are not really hitting this year in this year's draft.
No, they're
you got
not
Messidor
strong.
Delane. You said what?
No, it's not a strong group.
Right. Mansour Delane out of LSU, and then everybody's dropping out. Maybe Jermod McCoy, Avion Terrell out of Clemson, but some guys that I like, some big dudes. One dude that I love is Julian Neal out of Arkansas. All right, 6'1", 202, big dude, somebody that can come in and be a big force corner for us. Charles Demings out of Stephen F. Austin. He's another big cornerback, somebody that can run too. I'd love to pick him up too. Damani Jackson out of Bama. He's there too. So, and these are all, one thing that I'll tell you about this year's corner draft, everybody's big. Pause. The top 25 corners in this year's draft, average height is 6 foot.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. That's nice for our coaching staff.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, I believe the secondary's got the most clay, man.
Yeah. So I mean, like you could, I don't know. We do need to add more defensive line, but you could just provide something that's a strength to our coaching staff, right? So another, like you said, another secondary player, because I feel like, I mean, like one of the reasons why I like Raheem Morris is not the schematic stuff so much, but you look at who he's developed on the Rams, like who really started ascending when he came. Ignore the rankings and whatnot, but like the player development, Raheem Morris seems to be very, very good at. And I think that behooves us right now with where we're at as a team to get a coach like that and to supply him with players that he can identify as like, I can develop this guy. Like this guy's not perfect, but I can do a lot with him, right? And so that's what I want to. I would like to play into that strength more than anything else when we're looking at drafting. Is these guys, Raheem Morris is looking at and being like, hey, I could take this guy. This guy is like a late first rounder, early second rounder. I could turn him into an all pro. This guy's a third rounder. I could turn him into a starter. This guy's a fourth rounder. I can turn him into like a solid rotational player. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that as well. One thing that I'm excited about before we close out is the different type of athletes that we're going to have coming in the building because of Raheem Morris. So in that 34, they love big corners, man. They love big corners. So I want to see some big guys come in here. I don't think that we did a good job or necessarily worked on kind of like our big corner experiment, which is Darrell Luter Jr. He's kind of been like the guy that we've had in the lab for a couple of years, trying to repurpose a little bit of Richard Sherman, like that big corner. And it's been going, right? It hasn't necessarily been everything, but maybe we get some competition in there and he may rise to the top or, let nature take its course, man. Right. Hey, PDX, thank you so much for the call, man. Close me out. What do you got to say?
I'm always excited for the draft. And even though people are naysaying, I'm kind of excited about Kwesi, the guy we brought in
Okay.
from the Vikings. he's a sharp guy. I know it didn't work out in Minnesota. There's multiple reasons why he didn't draft well, but he is known as a good scout for late round and undrafted players, and you could see that from when he left the organization, right around 2019. So I think you can actually be excited about that part of it at the very least.
TBD, man. You about to get me talking about a whole. I got a lot of feelings on that, but I do. Overall, I do agree with you. I think he's a phenomenal talent evaluator.
Yeah, no, maybe not a good GM, but like I like what he's bringing back. So
Hmm.
I'm not totally down on it.
I got you. All right, brother. Talk to you,
All
man.
right.
JLP. What you
What's
got,
good,
brother?
coach?
How you doing, man?
You doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. Just looking at all these guys that we got. Receivers run
For some
today.
reason, I can't hear
Um,
you.
you can't hear me? Can you guys hear me in the
Hold on,
chat?
hold on. Let me. I can hear you on your last one.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on. Let me see. I can hear
Hold on, let
you.
me just check it out. Give me just 1 second. Okay,
Uh,
you got me.
yeah, they're saying they can hear us both in the chat. Can you hear me?
Still can't hear you.
All right. Well, I'll throw up Jay. Let me see.
Oh,
People. Hold on. All right, now can you hear me?
I can see you talking, but I can't hear you. All right,
Let me see if I can.
let me hop off and hop right back on.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Jay. Yo.
Yeah,
Hey. Hey, Jay. You all right, bro?
yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah. You can take the pull the phone back. You a little too loud, brother. I'll turn you
Oh,
down. You good? You good? You good? Go
yeah.
ahead, man. What you got for me, man?
Am I better now?
No, you're much better. You're good to go. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
All right. Personally, I feel like they need to invest in the secondary because I feel like that's where our best players are right now.
Okay, the best players on the team right now.
Yeah, because you got Lenore, you got
Uh-huh.
Stout. We don't know what Seago and Iyer was, but I feel like the secondary is what they need to add to.
Okay, so you think we should double down? Where do you think we should go? Safety, corner. Jay, you there?
I think I like the boy from Oregon, Dieneman. I'm not
Uh huh.
the
Uh huh.
biggest fan of the guy from Toledo. Huh?
Oh, you don't like EMW?
Yeah, I don't like that Mel Warren as everybody else.
Why? Why do you don't like him?
I just no, I just feel like the level of competition. I feel like with
Mm-hmm.
secondary players, they need to be playing against the best guys.
Mm-hmm. 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 I will say this. I agree with you that's a legitimate knock where you gotta say like, has this guy played anybody? Um, but when you watch his film, he's dominating on that level. Like he looks like he's supposed like for what they say he is, when you see him play, he's not just making plays. He's damn near making a play every
Right?
other play of the game. Like he looks like he's playing against guys that he's better than, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you think about Dylan Thiemann, the safety
The
from Oregon?
Dylan is just a playmaker, man. When you watch his tape, he's always breaking up passes. There's so many almost interceptions this guy has, and that's something we just don't have. We just don't have a
Mm-hmm.
guy that threatens with interceptions or makes defenses have, or not defenses, but offenses have to think about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you feel about defensive line?
But that's
My
that's
take
why
is
I'm
that
so
we should
high on the
double
boy
down.
from Texas Tech, the linebacker Rodriguez. I feel like he reminds me of Fred Warner. He just flies. Like I don't
Yo,
Jacob Rodriguez.
yeah, go ahead. I like
Yeah.
Jacob Rodriguez. You think he should be there for the first round?
No, I don't think. Well, not necessarily the first round, but I think he's definitely a guy. I think they should trade up in the second round to get him.
Mm, we do need another guy. What if we brought back Dre? Would that satisfy you, or you still believe that we need to get another guy in the early rounds for linebacker?
Nah, they don't need. They don't need to go backwards. They need. They need young guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't need to.
So,
They don't need to go back up.
what do you think about D line though? Anything about D line in the first round? What is your go to
I'm not.
position
I'm
in the
not a.
first round?
Here's my thing about the D line. I'm not opposed to the D line. I just don't feel like we scout or coach D line right.
Mm. In what sense? What do you mean that we don't scout or coach D line right?
Like we keep adding guys to this D line and they're not working out. And at some point, you have to. I think. Well, it's kind of like I think we're just stuck on a certain philosophy, and it's like you have to get guys that are just good. You know, like
All right, Jay. You my dog, man. You my dog, man. And you know I like you, man. But look, what we can't do, we gotta work on the connection, brother. We gotta work on the connection. I rock with you, Jay.
it's too close still.
No, the connection is a little off. You keep cutting out while you're talking. You got,
All right,
I believe you got something really good to say, but while you're talking, your connection drops out like mid sentence.
I'm a back out and come back in.
Pause. But I see what you're talking about. All right, I'll holler at you. Use the link, man. Use the link. You can come back in. All right, man. Let me go ahead and get Warren up. I got you, JLP. What's good, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? How you been?
Yeah, doing pretty good, pretty good. Celebrated my birthday yesterday. You
Okay, hey, happy belated, man.
thank you, thank you.
All right, so what you got for me, man? Where do you think the Niners should go in the first round?
First round, kind of hard. It's like flipping a coin. Depends if they let Trent Williams go. Depends if they don't. But I think I
Okay.
think it'll be it's depending what they do in free agency. Really, it's like they should get a veteran guard to Trent. I ain't saying they won't let
Mm-hmm.
him go, but I think they'll work something out.
Yeah, so
I think.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
But you never know. You know how far not to get down.
Mm-hmm.
So first round, if I had to choose, I know that tight end from Oregon, he skyrocketed to the top.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream now. I wanted Kenyon Sadiq, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like top 10, top 15 at the very least. He blew the doors off the combine, man.
Yeah, he gone.
And he's got the tape to prove it. It's over. I
Yeah,
will say this though. There were some guys who were like combine animals and they went and they didn't go in the first round. Nick Emenwari
yeah.
killed the combine last year, and everybody was shocked that he made it to the second round. So I don't know. There could be a world where, hey, Kenyon Sadiq, guys are getting quarterbacks. This is what I like about it, where guys could fall, is that there's gonna be a run on certain positions. Like there's not a lot of corners, there's not a lot of running backs, there's not a lot of receivers, right? So there could be a run that'll push a lot of guys down to us, like a Kenyon Sadiq. Now that would be phenomenal. What do you think about that?
That is true. I think early we need somebody to replace Kittle, kind of sort of. Because Kittle
Mm-hmm.
ain't. I don't think he coming in the first round. I don't think he coming back the first game. I mean, If the Achilles, they're
Yeah,
going.
I don't think he is either. I think
But
he'll start the season on the pup.
I just think just we need somebody to hold on to. But Kittle, he getting kind of older himself. But we need to replace him, kind of, sort of, because
Hmm.
two tight end set that would be awesome. Kyle Shanahan, he be trying to do a two tight end set, but it never work out in favors. If you know what I mean.
Hmm.
I see like the Rams, they did a three tight end set, killed us one
Hmm.
that second game. I was trying to figure out why they didn't do the two or three tight end set when we played on Seattle, something like that, trying to in the middle because we got a boy, forgot his name, the tight end who we
Luke
got, he
Farrell.
catch the Luke Farrell, yeah. And sometimes you gotta, you know what I'm saying, do what you gotta do on offense.
Hmm.
But defensively, you was right, lad. We do need a pass rusher. You want to get there in
Yeah,
free agency, or we want to get there in the draft. Then we go second
yeah,
round or something like that.
yeah. I think they'll go late for pass rushers, but early on, I mean, unless they really believe in a guy, but early on, I think they should go D tackle. I think we probably will go tight end. I wouldn't mind. You know what's crazy is that PDX got me on this. I'm not gonna lie. Eli Stowers, kind of like him. But also Max Clare. I'm a big Max Clare guy too. So I don't know. But Kenyon Sadiq, EMW at safety. What I do want is that I want somebody that's going to come in and be an impact player immediately. I don't want to get anybody that we got to sit down and wait on. So, because we do need, not only do we need depth, but we need guys that are going to kind of push out this old core that we have. So, there's gonna come a time where George Kittle's gonna need to be replaced. And if we gotta go get a first round pick to do it, so be it. We're paying
You're
George
right.
Kittle like he's a first round pick anyway.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Uh, you got too long either. They talk about bringing Debo back. I said, what the heck? I don't
All
know.
right, close me out with this, man. Do you think he comes back or not?
Uh, I want to. No. If the organization want to, yeah.
All right, bro. Get off my channel, man. I'll holler at you, bro.
Personally, I don't want to come back, bro. I don't want to come back.
I know,
It's just
man.
me.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you,
That was
Tyler.
John Lindsay, man. That was John Lindsay.
All right, Warren.
All right.
All right. My dog.
Let's try this again.
Can you
How
hear
you
me?
been, Coach? Yeah, I can hear you
I'm
now.
all right.
I don't know
All
what the hell
right.
happened.
All right.
I don't know
What's
what the hell
going
happened.
on, man? How you
So
been?
I've been great, man. How about you?
Great, man. Just getting through. I mean, we finally got like it's beautiful outside where I'm at. It's in the 60s.
It is here too.
So
It's nice
yeah,
out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
we got great weather. I'm loving it.
yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of get into what you was talking about with PDX earlier. You know about the secondary and stuff, especially with
Hmm.
Raheem coming in, because you
Okay.
know he's going to want that's what his specialty is. Correct, defensive
Right.
backs, right?
Yes. Secondary. Hmm.
Okay, so I want to know how it's going to work with Lenore. I mean, we're paying him like a number one corner, you know.
Yeah.
Is he an outside corner? I mean, he can do it. The thing is he was always better when we would use him outside, but then move him inside and move him outside, you know, and do
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
things with him. And now we've got Upton Stout, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if that might be a trade piece. I mean,
Demo.
I know the organization loves it, but imagine if it helped you move up high enough to get somebody that's going to be the type of corner you want, the 6'2", you know, guy. I mean, I don't know if there is any of those guys. I'm just using this as an example.
Yeah.
I just wonder what their game plan is going to be with him because it seems like he was underused this past year. Like, I mean, he wasn't the same typical as he normally was when he was going into the slot and coming back out and that kind of thing.
Yeah. There is Davidson Igbigoson, 6'2", 192 corner out of Ohio State. He's a press corner. Um, and he plays safety. He's got 10-inch hands. He's a big boy too. Also, Brandon Sissy out of South Carolina. Cisse, sorry. Brandon Cisse. So there's corners. I don't know, man, but we're dedicated to him. I mean, right now he's
I
due to
get that.
make
I get that. And he's on
16.5.
he's under contract, and he's an average at best, you know, at doing what he's doing now. When he was the guy that was moving in and out, man, hell, he was probably one of the best in the league. But with Upton Stout there, I just don't see that happening anymore unless the Stout goes down.
Well, you do know that there's a potential. We have a potential out with him in this year. Um, he's due to make $1 million in his base out of the deal that he signed. He signed a 5-year, $88 million year deal on a $13 million signing bonus. So he's making about 17.7 a year. Out of that, in his base salary, he's only made less than 5 million out of that deal. His first year in 2024, he only made 2.2. His cap hit was 4.8. Last year, 2025, last year he made 1.1 million
Damn.
and his cap hit was 5.9. We've got a potential out this year with Diamador Lenore. This year he's due to make 1.2, and then for 27, 28, and 29, he's due to make $16.1 million a year. So really, your conversation kind of leans into the Niners will have one more year
Of
with their
cheap play.
potential out of Demo before they move on. So if you do see them go with a bigger corner, let's say a Colton Hood in the 3rd round or a Chris Johnson out of San Diego State in the 4th round, there could be a path for Diamador Lenore to get moved out of here as well.
I mean, I keep hearing this talk about moving Ronaldo Green, but that don't make no sense to me. He's still a rookie. I mean, why would you want to, unless you just absolutely dislike the guy? Maybe he doesn't get along with guys in the locker room. Who knows? But his play on the field is not bad at all. I just think we're not playing the right kind of man-to-man type defense that he's used to playing. And I completely agree with you as far as doubling down on that D line, man. Let's go back to the days when we had a Justin Smith on that D line. Let's
Yeah,
find
we need
somebody
Cowboy
like
back.
that. Yeah, we need somebody like that, man. I mean, that dude was a beast. He'd take
Yeah,
two dudes with him on his way to the quarterback. Two dudes on his way to the quarterback.
yeah. I think that it's time for us to get a real strength back. And you don't do that by spreading yourself thin every year. You have to get some type of plan on where you believe your team is built first. And we got to start with the trenches. And in order to
I
do that, you got to be intentional.
I honestly think they're going to keep going that route with the draft. I think they're going to keep drafting defense until that defense is back, solid, and ready to rock and roll. That's what I honestly believe they're going to do. I think they'll make it out like, oh, we're just doing whatever Raheem wants this year, because we was doing whatever Salah wanted last year in the
Mm-hmm.
draft. But then in free agency, they're going to do some stupid shit. They're going to go get Debo back, and the offense will be, let's just go with guys that's known. Maybe a Mike Evans.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen, but we'll
I
see how
don't
they
either, but
move.
you know it's
There's
going
one
to,
thing.
though.
Yeah, one thing I have to. You're right. One thing I have to come to grips with is that there's always going to be an element of some type of veteran presence on this team. Even at our youngest, there was still Uncle Sherm was still here,
Hmm.
right? And then we still
Yeah.
had Verrett was still around, even though he
Yeah.
wasn't playing, he was on the team, and D Ford was around. So they're going to keep their guys. They're going to keep a nice mix of veterans to young guys. Our thing is that I just feel like that we're just tilted. We got way too many old dudes. We got to get rid of them. Talk to me about any names that you like in the first round before we close out.
First round, I'm gonna stick with what I said, Concepcion, but I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna go offense. I mean, I like him because I've seen him play, with NC State, so I watched them, throughout the years or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of the type of guy where you can get him the ball and he could take it. But I don't think they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna go offense. I really don't. I think they're gonna go defense, like you said, probably defensive line. Keep bolstering that defensive line, man. I
Mm-hmm.
like what I saw out of Collins. Mikhail, you didn't get to see a lot of because he didn't play the whole year. So let's see. But keep throwing strength to strength. I mean, that's what you want to do. And for the love of God, don't go out and get a go out and get a Joey Bosa. I mean, let's go with young guys that's got them legs, that's got that fire.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, man, thank you so much for calling in, JLP. I'm glad we got it together so we can have our regular call in, man. I missed you, man. Thanks for calling.
Hey, man, no problem. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Raul, what's good, brother?
What up, coach?
How you doing, man?
Chilling, bro. Hey, this is my first time on your show. What's up?
Welcome, my dog. What you got for me? I know you've been watching the combine. Talk to me about some guys that you like.
Well, pretty much personally, my opinion, um, I know everybody wants Tyler Linderbaum, and man, I don't disagree. Personally, I have to start off with that before I go into the draft. I have to
Okay.
start there with it has to be with the free agency. And why
All
not
right.
lock up somebody for the next 5 years with Brock Purdy under center that we know can run the line, and then that'll beef up the offensive line. Um, then at that point, I would say trade down from round one, unless somebody that falls like Caleb Banks, or um, tackle that they want. But I think they're gonna go more for those Clemson D linemen or Caleb Banks, and if or the offensive lineman from BYU, or I mean, is it Penn or BYU? The everybody wants that big guard, the left guard.
Oh, the left guard is he's
Yeah, I don't know his
from
name, Olave or something like that.
yeah,
Iolayo.
he's from Penn State.
Yeah,
Vega Ioane.
yeah. If he was to fall, I would love him. But honestly, man,
Okay.
there's prospects that I love in the second round, like Arizona State, that offensive tackle. I can't pronounce his name either. It's like Ihiam,
Yeah,
and his
Max
left.
Ianacor.
Yeah, him and the
Yeah.
corner. They're both projected to go in the second round, I believe. I know that the tackle's been getting more pump lately.
Keith Abney.
Yeah, Keith Abney, I like both of them actually. So my thing is, man, we know we don't draft good in the first round unless somebody in the first round that they really love, like a tackle or a D tackle, offensive tackle, D lineman, edge, somebody that they just love that they're like, okay, I can work with that. Like this is exactly what we need, and we see a role for him, and not just a temporary. I'm tired of this. Oh, he's just a pass rusher. Oh, he's just a run defender. Man, we need somebody that can do it all. Like I'm tired of this in 1 foot out. I'm sorry, it's just I'm done with it. Me personally, if they don't love anybody at pick 27, trade back down, go back down to the middle of the second, or tie second, whatever. But trade back down and get two people and get more draft picks. Only if the comp is worth it. You know what I mean? Obviously, if we're getting fleeced, I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna want that.
You know what,
But if
Raul?
we can trade back down like 5 spots into the second round, get that tackle from Arizona State and a corner or a safety that falls or a wide receiver, because there's a lot of wide receivers in day two that I think are really good. I love Jeremy Bernard. I don't know why a lot of people are sleeping on him. I'm not saying, oh my God, he's a breakout star, but man, he's just a solid number two, and I know we need a number one, but we're not going to get that in this year's draft unless we trade up. And I just don't see that happening. I don't see us trading up in a position to get a solid X number one receiver. And
No.
we can't even afford that anyways, to trade up
Yeah,
that
there's
high
nothing out
anyway.
there.
So might as
Yeah.
well just, the only thing that will help us is trading Mac Jones to the damn Vikings for Jordan Addison and a third round pick. I just do get that shit done already, man. Trade Mac
Yeah.
Jones, give him a chance to start in a decent offense with decent receivers and a defense offensive line. That way you can see other quarterbacks that will want to come and back up Brock Purdy will see that you're going to take care of them as well. I mean, what do you
Yeah.
think about? I know it was a lot I threw out there, but what do you think about
No.
what I said?
Number one, I do love the corner out of Arizona State. That's a deep pull for you to be able to come in with Abney the second, Keith Abney the second. I like him. He's versatile. I love your mind, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at the Niners if they didn't love anybody at 27 and they had the courage of their convictions to say, you know what? We don't love anybody here, so we're not picking. We're trading out. I would not be upset with that, especially what the board looked like at the time when they did that. We need picks. We need depth. We need more young guys. So the move would actually work, in my opinion. Now, going to go get a tackle with our first, second round pick, depending on what we trade back from early on, I still would want us to try to get like BPA, right? Because we don't have a first round pick.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're cutting off the nose to spite your face because you're kind of missing the plot. If you don't like anybody at 27, you don't pick a constellation prize at wherever you are in the second round early on. You gotta go best because that's essentially your first round pick, right? So you gotta say like, all right, let's say we make a deal with like the Raiders or something, and you know we don't like where we are. We understand what the last 3 to 4 picks of the draft are going to do, but we know that EMW is going to be there, right? And that's the second best safety in the draft. For me, I don't mind that, right? And we got him at a locked in rookie pay scale as a second round draft pick. But really, this is a starter for us. So I don't mind that type of thought process at all. Again, trying to figure out what's going on with Trent is going to tell us everything about picking up a tackle or not.
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. We all know.
And
We know he's a Niner. He ain't going nowhere, man. And
exactly.
you know what?
So
He just wants to get paid, and at his age, I don't even doubt him. He's the best to do it. You know.
right. So if he wants to get paid, then I don't see any type of tackles getting picked early. What I could see is if we picked up more picks, I could see us going to go get a center, going to go get a guard. You know what I mean?
Because see, what I would love, Coach, is for us to beef up that O line by signing Tyler Linderbaum. Of course, everybody wants Linderbaum, so I know it's not as easy as it sounds. But man, we get him and we trade back and we draft that tackle from Arizona State. Let him play left guard next to Trent Williams. Man, you got Trent Williams, the tackle from Arizona State, Tyler Linderbaum, and Dominic Pooney. Then you got the whole line is stacked at that point for at least this year. And then once Trent gone, the tackle from Arizona State can transition over.
Ian Anchor. Yeah, one thing that they did say about Ian Anchor is that he is not really comfortable at the left tackle position, but
Okay.
he took on like a sponge at the Senior Bowl, and he improved literally practice by practice. So hey, I love that as well.
I mean,
All right,
shit,
so
I wouldn't even mind him at right tackle. Fuck it, whatever he's best at.
you know they love Colton. They're not moving him.
Yeah,
That's
that's
their
true.
guy.
That's true.
So let's go ahead and end it here. Give me your first round pick. Who do you want?
At pick
Now you
27?
can't trade back.
Yeah,
You can't
pick
trade back.
27. I'm not gonna choose somebody that I don't think is gonna be there, but
Yeah, don't do
man,
that either.
before they were saying Caleb Banks was an option there. I honestly either one of the D linemen from Clemson, the top two, TJ Parker, the edge, I believe, or the other. What's the other one?
Peter Woods.
Peter Woods. Oh man, we can give me either of those two, which or Caleb Banks. One of those D linemen, man. One of those three is where I'm
TJ
gonna
Parker's a
go.
dog.
Yeah, give me one of those three, man. I think those are one of those three are gonna, or even from Miami, Akeem Mezzador, because at this point we're in win now mode. I don't care. He's 25 years old. Do I want someone
can run.
21, 22, 23? Yes, but I mean, shit, give me BPA at that point. You know what I mean? I don't care his age. If he's ready to go,
man.
he's ready to go.
Raul, this is a phenomenal call. You got to call back again, man.
I will, brother. You have
Thank
a good
you,
one,
man.
Coach. I
You
appreciate
as
you.
well.
I'll be
Holla
tuned
at
in.
you. Thanks, man. John. I don't think my dog. You there? Going once, going twice. But Dog John's out. Hey, man, this was a good one. We already know what we got to do for the draft. We got to figure out what the hell's going on with free agency and Trent Williams. I think that's the biggest takeaway from all the guys that we've seen. The receivers run today. Offensive line is going to finish out the draft tomorrow. I mean, the scouting combine tomorrow. And I will be back on Monday to talk about all of the performances in the draft. I mean, in the scouting combine with Jesse on Monday. Hey, this is your coach. Stay low and keep your feet moving. Holla at you guys.